All right, boys and girls, welcome to Wednesday, January 28th. Today I'm going to be trading paper only. I'm still waiting on my prop firm account, my pro account, now that I've passed the eval, to be authorized and available to trade. So for the moment, we are focusing on just making some good trades and just keeping the practice of it going. Today is a high impact news day, so we're going to be a little more shrewd in our approach. So what I'm going to do is just take some time and mark out stuff real quick. We have market open in 4 minutes, so just bear with me while I mark out my highs and lows real quick. So Asian highs, good there. This is technically Asian lows, but we're also going to take these lows as high liquidity lows. Mark out these Asian highs as well. It looks like London did not do anything significant with sweeping any of the highs, pretty much traded sideways. So we are going to focus on. Oops, that was wrong. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. So what we're going to do is focus on just what we have for market open. Generally speaking, I'm still thinking we're probably looking. Oh, let me take a look here. My initial take is probably try to sweep Asian lows and go higher. I just don't know. I guess we'll know in about 2 minutes. Um, I believe I've got the other ones marked out. All right, let me finish marking out London highs real quick and lows on both. And then here and here. Okay. So we've got those marked out. I'm going to get rid of some of these because these have all been taken care of. All right, those have not been taken care of. These have. I think I'm just going to take a look. Yeah, it just went sideways. Maybe, you know, I don't know. It's coming down. I'm thinking we're going to come down, sweep these lows, and then move up. I think that's where the manipulation is going to go on the S&P. Let me see. I'm in the 5 minute. Let's see if we have any SMT divergence here. We have a high and a high. Yeah, it looks like we are. Looks like NASDAQ is giving us an SMT right now. So NASDAQ looks to be our leader on the SMT coming in. We have what amounts to be a higher high, and here we've got a lower high. So looks like we're going to start heading downward, like I thought. Now, how far down that liquidity sweep goes, I'm not sure, but I think at market open, we're definitely going to be targeting down here on original Asia highs. And then this one right here, I'm going to get rid of this one because that's been swept. So, these will be the lows here. We have market open. It's coming up, but I think it's going to drop. So, uh, looks like we swept some stuff there. We headed up. Wow, we're headed way up. Maybe we'll take out some low time frame liquidity right here. If we do come up and sweep out these highs, then it's more than likely going to be a curl over. I don't know that we're going to see continuation. Matter of fact, we haven't swept these lows. This did take out some of the lows. I'm going to move to the 1 minute real quick and see what we have here. Yeah, I'm thinking we've got some highs here that we want to take out. This one is still struggling. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think we're going to be curling over here. They both came up. We do have some new highs here. I'm going to wait on it. If we continue back past this structure, we might be coming up. Okay. Wait for this gap. If we inverse this gap right here, then we're definitely headed back. If we respect it and the way this is coming up, then we should be taking longs. And the way it's looking right now, see, we still have some liquidity here that the manipulation could be. It looks like we're getting up into this area where we have a little bit of liquidity above these highs. So let's see if it respects this gap. It looks like it is. And let's take a look here. If not, then we're going to go short because yeah, it looks like we're coming back down. We could take a quick scalp on this. Oh, actually, we have an SMT divergence, a bullish one now. Yeah, we have a bullish SMT right here on the 1 minute, which is more like a 5 minute. So we'll see. It looks like it's respecting this gap. So we could be going bullish, but we'll see. No. All right, we're coming down here. I'm going to take a quick. There we go. Thought it was going to come down and get that. Maybe that was a bad choice. Yeah. That was probably a bad choice. Let me see here. I think I might have acted too quick on that. I think I did. So I'm going to get out of that. That was bad choice. If this candle closes, then we are going to get bullish. I think that SMT that we're seeing there is a bullish SMT. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to go long here. And I am going to go long here. We have ourselves a bullish SMT. So I'm taking it long. And let's see, our profit is going to be, we're going to take profit right here. We're going to take profit right here. And we're going to put our stop down below these lows. Actually, technically, I could put it right below this gap because if this does get filled, I'll put it below these lows right here. Yeah, I think that's a good stop for that. Oh, wow, we're crashing. Well, looks like I'm going to get stopped out. Okay. Yep. Got stopped out. Oh, wait a minute. Wow. Boy, did I get taken on that. I'm out. That one's tough. All right, so we're definitely headed south. That one's probably going to head back up, but we'll see. That could be the liquidity sweep I was looking for right there. Boy, NASDAQ really screwed me. Hmm. Yep. NASDAQ took me, but I think I'm still good on the S&P. Yeah. Nope. Nope. We closed below. Okay. I'm out of this one too. Yep. Out of that one too. Looks like we're headed south. Okay. So this is clearly a sell scenario here. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we got momentum headed down. Oh, I am backwards on everything, man. Okay. And I'll put my stop. I have to probably put my stop right here. Wow. Am I going to get taken twice on this? I'm literally chasing this right now. Boy, I guess it's a good thing I'm not trading with real money right now because I am not doing well. Okay, we have a new fair market value gap right here. So I'm just going to, whoops. I'm going to move this to the new gap as I'm seriously losing money. So I'm taking out. This thing wants to come back up. All right, I'm just chasing right now. But since I'm playing with funds, okay, let's do this. And if we inverse this gap, then we're definitely coming back. We don't have a break of structure there, strangely enough. So I'm going to go ahead and buy. Even though inverse that gap, we did not have a break of structure. So I'm taking this one back to the house. All right, so I think we found where our manipulation is on this. I mean, we've got some bullish SMT still going on here. Between this low and this low is up. This low and this low is down. So this is an SN. This is again a bullish SMT. That was just some interesting manipulation. Probably should have waited for the manipulation to happen first. Clearly happening on Nasdaq. Um, okay, so I'm thinking our take profit's going to be right up here. I'll put our stop loss down below these lows, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess technically I could, since we're moving this way, I'll play this game. We did our market manipulation. I'm taking this up here. I'm just going for it. That's what today's going to do for us right there. Yep. Okay. That's where we're going to play ball. No, and my stop for this would be below these lows. All right, that's a good risk to reward right there. We didn't get the manipulation on the lows for London, but I'm really thinking at this point we're doing what we need to right here. One thing I didn't mark out was hourly highs, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we do have an hourly high here that I like. And purple. Okay, so we have an hourly high there that I like. We have an hourly high here, I'm sure. Yep. So right here, we've got an hourly high. Okay. So those are all primary targets as well. All right, let's see how long this takes to play out. Yeah, I lost a ton of money already, so let's see where we're at. We're long right here on our order history. Let's see what our balance history. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, so we had a rough go with our preliminary stuff there. Let me see. 28, 28. Yeah. So there we go. There's yeah, I got beat up quite a bit there. What is that? To about 2400, 2500 down to start. So right now we're making some good gains. I'm gonna let this ride. I think we're headed toward take profits up here on London. I think it wants London, so it's just going to be what I'm going to play with until then. It's just going to take a little time to get there. That's all. And I believe the news is coming up at 10 o'clock. Is going to be news. So we've got a good 15 minutes to let this play out, and I think there's going to be a big move until then. Market makers are going to want to do all their stuff until the announcement comes out. I've heard whispers that the Fed is not going to adjust interest rates a second time on this go around. If that's the case, then we may see a downturn in the market coming back down. But for now, I think the market makers are going to want to take this liquidity out, headed up high before that announcement happens so they can get a better sweep coming down. That's just my notion of where the markets are going to be. It looks like we're hanging out here. Let me go to the 1 minute real quick because I think we're hanging out in a liquidity area. Yeah, we are. So right now we've got a low time frame liquidity going on here. Let's see how strong that is. If we start to see, we should see a slight retrace on that. I mean, we're right in that area, um, but we can see if that holds strong. If we get a break of structure, I think what I might do is just move my stop here to the break of structure, uh, just because that'll show a downside trend on that. You know, that way I'm guaranteed some profit on this. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that just as a protective measure. So it wouldn't be optimal. I mean, I would prefer to see this trend keep moving upward, but at this point, I just want to keep a positive trade going. This is more a practice in risk management than anything else. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be aiming for now at this point. Yeah, see, if we get a break of structure right now, that'll stop me out, but I'll stop out with profit. So there we go. And yeah, okay. So we're having a break of structure here. I'm going to go ahead and close this out while I'm ahead. We're good. Okay. And now if we start heading back up, then we should be good. But I think, again, it looks like we have another SMT divergence on the 1 minute. No, we're tanking again. Okay, so that was our liquidity right there. That was our liquidity sweep, our low time frame liquidity, because we're headed right back down toward lows. So I'm going to just follow suit on this because I think what we have here is another jump down, and I'm just going to start taking some scalps on this. I think my target is going to be right down here. And this target is going to be right here at the lows. I'm going to take that. I'm losing there. Yeah, this is weird. This action is really funky. I think it wants to continue lower. I'm going to hang on to this one. I mean, we met some liquidity down here, so it might head back up. But this one didn't. I still like this for a low now that it dropped that much. I mean, we had an absolute break of structure here. So yeah, I still like this. So we might have a gap here. And we also might have some equilibrium that we're dealing with. Let's see what happens. I'm definitely chasing independent confluences without getting confirmations on them. But right now we've got a gap right here. I mean, so we've got this gap that if we inverse, we're going to be okay again. This one's also got a gap. Oops. What are we doing here? Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Are we going to respect that gap? We also have equilibrium that we're working with. See, NASDAQ already took out these lows and hit them twice. So, I mean, now we're past equilibrium. Do I want to take another contract here? We touched equilibrium, but we didn't, but we respected that gap and we're respecting that gap. Well, we did inverse that gap, which is really weird. So we have some confluences that are arguing with each other. I think I might need to close this out. Yeah. Yeah, we're just looking too strong right here. Yeah, we're looking way too strong. There we go. Yeah, right here. I mean, you can see it right here. Here's another bullish SMT. So I'm sticking with this now. I'm just hanging on to this. I'm not even going to set stop losses or any of that. We're chopping all over, and I'm guessing we're going to keep chopping until the announcement. Probably are, but I'm holding strong. Holding strong. Yep, I keep chasing the chop and I'm getting chopped all over, but it looks like the overall trend is up. So if you look here, you've got high to a higher high, but you've got low to a lower low. You've got high to a higher high, low to a higher high. So there's your SMT divergence, and that's a bullish SMT. So with that, plus we've broken structure. Well, we haven't broken structure yet, but we are. There we go. We did need a little retrace. That's what we're getting. That's fine. I prefer this retraces a little bit and then continues. Let's remove this. We don't need it. We'll remove this. We don't need it. We'll remove this. We don't need it anymore. We're chopping, but we're actually chopping in the right way. Like right now, we got lower high, but I think it's just a retrace. I still think the SMT divergence, the bullish SMT, is the dominant factor here, all things considered. Let's see. We're respecting this gap for right now. We're respecting this gap. Did we? We're just on the edge of it. Nah, see, we're about to disrespect that gap. We're about to, yeah, we're about to inverse that gap as well. So, yeah, still thinking bullish here. Still thinking very bullish here. Yep, that was just a little retrace, but we're definitely getting bullish. So, as foolish as that was, I think we still need to target up here, and we still need to target here. And I'm just going to leave it because it just makes too much sense not to. Yeah, we've already tested NASDAQ London lows and swept those basically 3 times. We did it once right at opening, and then did it again, even heavier, in this. I'm going to call it an inverse Eiffel Tower, whatever you want to call it. Popped back up here, took some liquidity, came back down, in a mini Eiffel Tower, another mini, but see this, and this is what I'm seeing here. Again, I can't stress enough. We've got higher highs, but then the low, we came down and took a lower low on this drop, but a higher low here. So as we were appearing bullish, we're getting more bullish again. This time Nasdaq is the lead, and I think S&P is the trailing. So even though that's on the 1 minute, it is far enough. Like if I go to the 5 minute, the 5 minute will probably show the same kind of thing. Yeah. So the 5 minute, you've got, I'm going to spread this out here a little bit. So the 5 minute, you've got right here. Let me show you. From here to here. And here on the 5 minute, you've got here to here. So there's your SMT divergence right there. And that's a bullish. And based on where the other highs are taking us, here's a high on the 1 minute, but we've got a high to what could be another high. I'm paying more attention to this divergence right here, this SMT, that's giving us every indication that we're going to start heading north. So I'm sticking with that. And we'll go back to the 1 minute to check out a little more active price action. And again, I'm just going to hang out. I'm not really I mean, we're 2 minutes from announcement. Actually, I'm going to leave this go. I'm going to let this go. I mean, it's paper, so, if I lose a ton, so be it. But, the fact remains that I want to see how news reacts to this. I think we're starting in a downtrend, but I think we're going to switch to an uptrend. This is just a bunch of chop right now, just shaking out all the followers like it did to me. Just, following the trends when it's too late to do anything about it and getting caught in the wrong end of it. Yeah, look at this. News starts in 1 minute, and look what the price action is doing. Everything's in a holding pattern right now. This is just, I'm almost certain this is just going to sit sideways for a good 10 minutes. Oh, I love it when I start saying something, then it just, there we go. Now we're just tank. Is this just designed to sweep people out, or what's going on here? I mean, we don't even have the news yet, and it's tanking. And I think I'm already... Yeah, I'm already in a place where I can't take advantage of some dollar cost averaging here because I'm already leveraged out. Because this would be a great place to buy right now. Yeah, look at this. This is great. If this continues as an up candle, that's a higher low. That's a higher low. I mean, we're starting to squeeze right now. You can see that, if I draw more of a trend here, we're pretty much doing one of these, and we're doing one of these. So I'm not much of a fan of checking these kinds of trends per se, but the fact that we're squeezing like this coming into a news, major news is pretty telling. And it looks like we might be breaking out of that. So I'm still sitting tight. I'm interested in seeing what news has to do. So we're 1 minute into news right now. We had everybody in sort of a down mood. Maybe it'll continue down. I'll have to think about reversing my positions if we keep dropping. Yeah, it looks like we're clearing the drop on this. But yeah, much lower high there, much lower high. Okay, we're dropping out. Yeah, we're clearly dropping out. All right. Let's close these positions before I lose too much more. Oops. Oh, hang on. I might have gotten out a little too soon. Let's see. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. Drop out of the position and then go higher from there. I'm going to get rid of these because this isn't really the indicator that I go by. This was just a speculative thing. Just an interesting observation, but to tell you the truth, I don't put much credence in those based on the strategy I'm working with. It doesn't really give me the indicators I'm looking for. Right now, we're still looking at higher lows, except for here. We have a lower low and a higher low. So again, we have another SMT divergence. So now we've experienced two. Now we have two. And the SMTs are not normally as powerful on the 1 minute. It's easier to get stuck with those. But there's so much time in between. I'm leaving it alone. I'm leaving it alone. I think I got a better entry this time on the S&P, but I'm still way underwater. I mean, these are all terrible losing trades, so I'm gonna sit tight. I know it wants those lows, but I just don't think it's gonna go. So I'm sitting tight. Sitting tight. Yeah, NASDAQ is the lead. It's been the lead several times now. Now, right now, we're trading through high impact news. This is technically not even allowed with my pro account. They say that's a major no-no. No high impact news, especially the FOMC news, which this definitely is today. We switch to here and we've got the federal funds rate, which is big time. Again, there's not much. Let's see what they're saying here. Yeah, halt its cutting cycle. Yep, rates unchanged. Everybody is saying that chances are it's not going to change the rates, so that's just going to leave things where they are. We also have the FOMC statement and then a press conference. Same stuff, basically just saying we're not gonna change interest rates at this point. We're gonna halt the drop. So, could that move the markets downward a little bit? Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely could. But I mean, if everybody kind of knows that's what the deal is, then, you know, is that going to tank the markets altogether? I mean, look at all that chop. My God, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Let's look at the 1 hour real quick. Just see what that chop looks like. Uh, see if there's any SMT divergence on the 1 hour. Not really seeing much of anything there. There. I like that better now. I liked it in the middle before, but definitely more a fan of it a little off to the side now. All right, back to the 5 minute. Yeah, the news is just going to be a tough way to go. I mean, right now it looks like everything's downtrend. So, I'm I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just all right. My gut is telling me that this news is hurting everybody. So I'm taking three positions here. I'm just going for it. Can I take a position there? Is it going to let me or is it going to reject me? Did I? Oh no, it let me. Right on. All right. I'm gonna be so backwards on these. Oh my god. This is gonna be the crazy trading day right here where I'm probably best not trading anything on the pro account. So But we are seeing this just fucking tank. It's going. So thank you, Fed. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, getting a slight retrace. I mean, clearly with both of these dropping below this level of the SMT, that's a failed SMT. So that's what happens, trading during high impact news. Um, you know, I mean, I guess my original take was that this thing was going to drop. So, you know, I think my original take was pretty good. All right, let's see what happens. Maybe we can make something up here now that we know the news is out. There we go. Yep. Hell, we might try to take out Tokyo lows. I mean, is there enough to go way down here? I guess we'll see. How much would that be up here? I mean, okay, we're playing with bigger dollars now. Shit, I'm gonna have to cut that part of the video. Damn. All right, trade's working against me now. Wow. Well, this did take out London lows and it did take Tokyo lows, so maybe I've read this all wrong. Yeah, I'm totally backwards on everything today. Wow. We have this gap. If it disrespects that gap, then chances are yeah, I'm literally chasing every time I make a decision on this, I'm getting eaten up. So clearly I'm thinking backwards on all this stuff. That is a lower high and that's a lower high. So it could be just a 5-minute retrace. I'm going to let it sit through. This SMT was invalidated, so we're going to get rid of it. This could very well be a. I think I'm going to change the way this looks. I don't like the fact that that looks red. So let's change that. Let's change it. How do we change that? Let's do this. Well, that's positive news. I very well could get stopped out. Yeah, we had an area of liquidity right here that it swept to. There's another area of liquidity here. And then down here are the Asian lows. That I'm trying to target, but I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies about them right now. We're still in news. That's why everything's just bouncing around. We're just going sideways. Yep. Bunch of fucking sideways action. Okay, looks like NASDAQ's taking the lead on a drop. But still pretty damn sideways. Pretty damn sideways. I don't know. Could get stopped out. If I get stopped out on this news, I mean, could I keep trading? Sure, but I'm so far under it right now. Yeah, I'm way under it right now. Pretty much ate up all the profit that I made on the previous days, plus another 2 grand. So, down 6 grand on the day, with the potential of going down even more. But that would explain why they don't want you trading high impact news days. Yeah, smart not to trade this one. So that's okay. That's what paper's for, is you can experiment and play with the paper and see what it gives you. I mean, we're coming up on an hour right now, and we're already in high impact news. I'm not really doing anything major here. There's not really any confluences or anything that's really showing what it should. It's a whole lot of sideways chop. So we're not really in a place where we can make any valid predictions on stuff. This is exactly why high impact news is a tough thing to trade using this strategy. I'm down on one trade, up on another. It's just tough to tell. It's a good looking retrace on the 1 minute though. For a short. Looks like NASDAQ is leading the way. And again, we've got another SMT divergence. Oh, I'm on the 5 minute there. Am I on the 1 minute here? Yeah, I'm on the 1 minute. Let's get the 1 minute over here. I mean, I know I shouldn't be looking at 1 minute SMTs, but when we have a break of structure over here, so now that we've got our break of structure, we have a candle that closes below or right at. This one will close below, which should be a definite break of structure, if not the other one. Well, we got a bearish SMT on the 1 minute here. So I guess we'll see if that holds true. I'm sitting tight. All right, boys and girls, we are at an hour and 3 minutes. This video has gone on pretty much long enough. If there's anything new that comes of it, I'll let you all know, because at this point, there's really no sense in just sitting here watching really slow movement. Price action's just all over the place right now. All over the place. Interesting for high impact news day like this. In retrospect, really good moves. Definitely would have been on NASDAQ as it popped up and took out these levels of liquidity, watching the drop come down. That would have been the liquidity sweep with the sentiment coming down. Coming back up again, that was interesting, that recovery. I believe that's got to be the market makers just shaking everyone out right now until the news comes out. because you can slowly see this start narrowing. So I'm leaving this because, yeah, I'm feeling very bearish about the way that high impact news is going to be affecting the market. So I'm staying put. I ain't going nowhere. I think I'm just going to take it and deal with it. If we do hit these targets that I have here, this will definitely be a significant makeup for choppy losses that I went through just chasing trades like a fool. So anyway, I'm gonna cut it for now, and I'll come back if we get close to hitting our targets and actually making a profit from it. So for now, I'm gonna put it on pause, and if there's nothing new to announce, I'll just end the video here and let you all know what happens once I ultimately get either a stop or take profit. All right, boys and girls, have a good one. Okay, boys and girls, we are back. Had a little bit of a break there, just checking out price action. And based on what we're looking at here, we're still getting a pretty solid drop. So we're looking pretty promising to hit our take profit targets. Looks like we have the over here on S&P, the Asian lows as far as from the main open time frame as compared to the open time. This is the other Asian low. You can see I marked them both out here, where it switched over from New York to Asian lows and then official Asian lows at the 1900 hour. But the 1800 hour is what some feel is when the market actually opens. So at 1800, we had the open there. So we're targeting pretty good coming down to this liquidity area. We could even come down to here, but for now, this is my take profit target here. And then over on the NASDAQ, we have an area of liquidity here that seems to be hanging out, which actually isn't one. I don't know why I still have that. I think I might actually eliminate that. Let's eliminate that because that isn't actually an area of liquidity after all, and neither is this. So that was actually psyching me out, which now we have something that's a lot more open. We have maybe something in here, but really we have our main target is what the Asian open low is here, which also has another liquidity area here. So all things being considered, as it's filling this imbalance and then another slight imbalance through here, we very well could be targeting those lows. So everything's looking promising for right now. We're just wanted to bring you in on the next 15 or 20 minutes and see what happens with this. We've had a pretty normal, steady downtrend here. We'll continue with what we have here. Take a look at how this is going to continue trend wise. Right now on the 5-minute, still looking pretty good. Unless we get a significant break of structure to the upside, I don't see that we're going to change that. But if so, we get a break of structure to the upside, then I will make an adjustment to my game plan here and maybe exit these trades earlier. Looks like right now we're forming a 5-minute SMT, depending on how these candles finish up. As you can see here, we've got what looks like a slight upward from high to high. And we would have a slight downward high to high right here. So again, this is NASDAQ leading the way. We're sitting pretty good with our main assessment. And if we do have that slight SMT, that's just more confirmation that we're going to be in a downtrend. We're going to continue down. See if I can get those targets hit, which are going to primarily be the Asian targets. S&P target for the main Asian low at open was already swept. There's still some other equity order fills down here that could be taken. So I guess we'll ultimately see when when this candle closes out in about 35 seconds or so. It'll be interesting to see if we get an actual break of structure to the upside with the S&P, because right now the Nasdaq seems to be holding it down, barely, barely, barely closing above, barely closing above, but definitely now an SMT divergence. We'll have to see how that plays itself out. Still targeting our take profits here for the Asian market targets. Yeah, that's totally a bearish SMT on the 5 minute. We'll see if that plays out. This might take a little bit of time. This video might be a slightly longer video. I'll see if I can edit some of this down. I think all in all, this is probably a good demonstration of how I followed some very bad following trades in the beginning. This has happened a few times now. I'm beginning to notice a trend with myself that I want to try to trade the market open spikes and drops, and following those is just too volatile. There's just not enough to go on. Maybe if I get some pre-market indicators, that really give me some confidence, I could do something there. But I don't know. To tell you the truth, it's not been working out in my favor. So that might be an indicator for me not to mess with that. Okay, so we have an interesting development here. We've got what looks like a break of structure to the high end with on the 5 minute. I'm going to move to the 1 minute and see what we have going on here. If it was an actual break of structure, it looks like we did have a break of structure to the upside on the 1 minute for NASDAQ. I would say that's definitely the case here. Yeah, so we have a bit of an uptrend. I mean, this could just be a retrace in order to head back down. We do have a fair market value gap on the 1 minute right here. So maybe we're coming back to test that. We also have one here as well. So I'm going to mark those out and see if that gives us any indication that we might have something to look at. We'll see if these get respected. We actually popped up into the market, the fair market value gap on the S&P. We haven't touched it on the NASDAQ. And really, if you just look at it, it's a lot of sideways chop going on. But we'll see if it continues. Like I said, we're still looking at effectively an SMT on the 5 minute. I'm going to go back to the 5 minute real quick. See, and even here on the 5 minute, we have a fair market value gap on the 5 minute that is currently looking like it's being inversed. And one here on the 5 minute, no, that's really too close to tell. So it'd really just be something on the 1 minute that would tell us if we're doing something there. But really, it just looks like a retrace. Because the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking maybe we're just dealing with equilibrium. Let's take a look at equilibrium real quick. So it's the whole move down with the whole move up. So that's equilibrium right there, which we literally just touched into. And this one at equilibrium is not even gotten to yet. And you can see that equilibrium with those fair market value gaps is pretty much dead center. So would it surprise me if it got up into equilibrium and then dropped some more? No. I mean, on the S&P, it already touched equilibrium. On the NASDAQ, we have what looks like a little retrace on the 5 minute. But at the same time, I'm thinking we're still. I'm thinking it's more a fake out than anything. I'm willing to take that chance. We're getting into the 11 o'clock hour. Oh, interesting. We actually don't even have noon. So we haven't gotten to it yet. I got my times mixed up, boys and girls. We don't have the Fed making their announcement until here. All right, I'm staying put then. I am staying put because everybody's anticipating that that's the announcement they're going to make. And I doubt the market's going to move up from there after that announcement. So I'm staying put. I am not going nowhere, boys and girls. So, my bad. They haven't even made the announcement yet. Haven't even made the announcement yet. I can't believe I boffed that completely. That was totally my bad. I have to apologize to you guys in the crowd. Yep, pulled a brain fart. Apparently not enough coffee. So have to sip some more. So you can't even talk. Can't even speak. Tell you the truth, this would actually be a good place to take a trade for most of you. Considering we have a fair market value gap, a S&T divergence on the 5 minute, and then equilibrium on this move down. I mean, you've got 45 minutes before news. So that's an area to take some profit. I'll have to be more cognizant of that next time. That was definitely a very ignorant and irresponsible brain fart on my part. So, anyway, for what it's worth, we are moving into the direction that I was originally anticipating. So we'll just see if we get there before the announcement or before the news. We'll see what happens. And as I'm looking at it now, um, I'm doing a lot better taking profits after, say, the 10 o'clock market time. So that holds true. Between 9:50 and 10:30 is usually the time when the setups make the most sense. That's been the consensus among much of the trading that I see going on that traders using similar strategies to mine are successful with. All right, so it looks like we're getting our trace back and our retrace and continuance here. So we'll keep going with this. We had a little bit of a 5 minute retrace, but I think at the end of the day we're doing pretty good. Keep letting this ride. All right, so this is still taking a little bit of time here. I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on with the trades at this point. I'm going to pause it again because this video is starting to get really long. I'll probably edit it down and keep it shorter as time goes. But I'm going to pause it for right now, and if we start getting real close to take profit, I'll pop back in and let you know how things turn out. Okay, boys and girls, we're back. We're just watching a little more price action happen here, and as things are moving along, it looks like we're getting a lot closer to our targets. Originally, when we saw this tracing back, I drew up some other confluences just to see where we were at, and I drew up equilibrium as well as that value gap. And it looks like we touched on the value gap in the S&P, and it was respected as it came back down, also meeting equilibrium, respected and came back down. NASDAQ didn't quite get to equilibrium and made its curve as well. So it looks like it's really, really strong at this point to come down and hit our target levels. So just getting some additional time in on this. We are 35 minutes away from the FOMC meeting. So we'll see if this actually comes down and ends up hitting that target by the time FOMC starts and the announcements by the Fed. So I figured, this would be a good time to jump back in and see if we're actually getting to the targets. Where it sits right now, I mean, if, we could get a little bit of a trace back on some of this again, the way the market's been chopping around. But if we start getting a much stronger move down, then it looks like we'll be doing okay. So, yeah, we're making new lows on the S&P. Looks like all things considered, we'll be making new lows on the NASDAQ as well. So, um, definitely something that's trending in our favor. Not quite a break of structure just yet on the lows, but um, things where, should this close out, like right now, I'm pretty confident no matter where these other candles close out, especially on the S&P, we're making a new low that effectively creates a break of structure. Even though we don't have a candle closing out down there. But again, the general trend is moving the right way. So we're just going to keep an eye on it here. And I know this is a really long video. So I will be chopping this down. Hopefully I can take a bunch of time out of it. I'll just find, whatever we have for dead space, and I'll, edit it out there. No sense having people sit around just watching empty, empty watching of charts. I'd like more for the action to be something where we're actually seeing what's going on as various price action activities go on, and try to use that as a learning mechanism for myself especially, but also for anybody wanting to participate in these videos, to get some perspective on exactly where the thought processes are for these, what the confluences are that are being observed, and what the ultimate strategy proves to be doing. So again, this is just paper today because we had the FOMC, basically the high impact news day today, and my pro account does not let me trade during high impact news. Even notwithstanding that, I had to go through filling out a bunch of new paperwork, and signing new documents, and that just took a lot of time to get all taken care of, and then to get the confirmations and the authorizations back from the broker. So by the time I got all that wrapped up, all of these trades I wouldn't have been able to take anyway, because it was already past the time to be able to act on them. So getting this done in the paper is probably the best thing anyway. I'll be picking up tomorrow during a normal trade day with the pro account, now that it's an active, profitable or profit-taking style account. So yeah, we'll pick it up then again tomorrow. But for now, we're just going to trace and see what's going on here. It looks like we're getting another retrace coming back. It's kind of interesting because every time I think we're going to pop down to my targets, and you can see we're starting to get close. Every time we pop down there, I pop in saying, oh, okay, maybe this is when we're going to hit the target. We seem to get a bit of a retrace here, and it just keeps extending this video. So in any event, we'll see. I'll pop back out again, and we'll pop back in. I don't want this thing to be 2.5 hours long for you guys. It's just ridiculous to be watching this very slow price action as we're waiting for news to happen. So I'll pop out again, and if we see something significant, I'll pop back in. All right, talk to you in a little. All right, boys and girls, we're popping in again real quick. I know it's only been a few minutes delay since the last time I popped off, but it looks like we're starting to make another move here. We had our bit of a retrace, and now we're making a pretty aggressive drop at this point. So I think at this point we're just going to let this ride out, and I will trace. I will edit out other sections as we get there. It looks like I'm about to hit. Looks like it barely got to my target here on S&P. It just barely tapped it, and then decided to pop back up. That's very interesting. But given that we have some other strong areas of liquidity down here, I'm pretty confident we're going to sweep that. This one here, we really don't have any other areas of liquidity in the vicinity outside of this other section of the Asian lows, which would be right around New York close. But given that we've got pretty strong pull to these areas of liquidity, as I mentioned, probably a half a dozen other times during this video, we're looking to head in that direction. So this is just a little 1 minute pullback. Right now I'm on the 5 minute time frame on both on both charts. So we'll see how that goes. We're probably looking at taking out the S&P first. That definitely seems to be a more aggressive and close target. I would have thought it would have been NASDAQ being the more lead target and the more lead indicator at this point, or I'm sorry, the lead ticker at this point. So we'll see. And again, I pop back in, and what do we see? We see a 1 minute retrace. So very interesting stuff. We'll just see if we keep bouncing around. Who knows? Maybe it's strong enough that we're not gonna see this turn. But until I see a significant break of structure to the upside, I'm not ready to bail on this trade just yet. I think we still have some strength here, and we're really starting to get some aggressive movement in the tail end of this 5 minute candle. So, I'm thinking this last minute, we will see what happens. And then the next candle should give us a better indicator from there. So, got about a minute left on this 5 minute candle, and then we'll see what the next candle does for us. So 30 seconds. Yeah, we're starting to make an aggressive move now. So this could be where we're able to pop our profit. It's taken a while to get here, but I think ultimately, when you stick with your plan, you can take advantage of where those profits are going. So okay, we hit profit, take profit on the S&P, so that's good. So now we are looking for take profit here. I might end up closing out of, we might have a retrace, but if we continue down, let's see if we do or not. I'd really like to see that take profit get hit. Again, I would expect there to be perhaps a little bit of a retrace, but I still think there's a lot of strong liquidity down here, especially because we got the London lows here from previous session and some other areas of liquidity. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I mean, oh, I take that back. Okay. This actually does not apply anymore. God, I got to remember to stop doing this to myself. We're heading down there. Okay, we're getting there. The high time frame liquidity would actually be down here. So I'm going to mark it off. Is actually right here. So, it could be a pull to the Asian lows. See, now it's not quite in question what I mean, it's possible, but I don't feel as good about it now as I did having seen that liquidity had already been swept there. We got this liquidity here, so I might just go ahead and close it out and call it good while I've got a really good equity build here. I mean, profit on the day is really good. So, I don't know. It's anyone's guess at this point. Do I want to do I want to hold out and see if it goes? I mean, the way it's looking right now on the 1 minute, I would say we're looking really strong for it to continue lower. I'd say the 5 minute gives us a pretty good, strong indication as well. So, Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good downtrend. I mean, all things considered, even though I mismarked or failed to undo the liquidity down here just below this Asian sweep, we do have a legitimate liquidity here. This is still a legitimate liquidity. You can see from here. Still legitimate liquidity. And actually, even down here is more. So, plus we have liquidity down here as well. So, I mean, I'm not seeing that there's anything, to be particularly nervous about the miscue here. We've still got draws that can pull this market downward, and I think that's where we ultimately need to go. I mean, right now we've got some really slow movement, heading into that lunch hour again. This is the same as it was yesterday. We're getting into 11:30. You're getting into a slow moving market. And coming up on the announcement, I don't know. Maybe they're going to wait for the announcement for it to drop and then bring it up. Maybe they'll do it ahead of time and then it'll continue to fall from there. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it once news hits, though. I'd like to see how it responds to this. I think that'll be a good indicator where this kind of high impact news has an effect on the overall sentiment, especially when you're already close to areas of liquidity or bouncing on them like we are right here. I mean, this is clearly an area of liquidity in its own right. And so, yeah, just interesting to see where these are gonna tag out. So, yeah, stay with me on this one. It's a long video, but I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a valuable input for all of us. Boy, that is just very little movement, so much sideways. Yeah, so much sideways. Looks like we're going to make a slightly higher low. Oh, no. No, we made a lower low. Okay. Interesting. All right, so we're still in a downtrend. I'm going to check this on a 1 minute. Not that the SMT would matter much on this, but I mean, yeah, it's all lower lows. We're so close that, it really, really wants that. So I think what I might do is just end up closing it out. I don't know. We got 30 seconds on this candle and it looks like a really weak candle. So we'll see. We'll see what happens if I hit the target after all. About 10 seconds left on the candle. Might make a push just to sweep it. See what happens. No, didn't do it on this one. Okay, I'm going to close it out. I'm just closing the position. I think we're all right where we are with that. At the end of the day, we already hit it and we're close enough. I don't need those extra few dollars for the sake of whether or not this is going to bounce around for a little more. So I went from a completely crappy trading day to realizing some serious profit. So as you can see here, where are we? 28, 28. Okay, 28, 28, 28. Wow, lots of trades today. Okay, so there we go. So there's most of the trades for the day. A bunch of crap. Made some back. Got back into the crap. And then last two trades, sat with it and closed out very well. P&L on the day, or I should, realize P&L for the day, 6,100. It puts my balance, my total equity up $6,000 on the paper. So again, it's paper, doesn't really mean anything, but at the end of the day, it's something that we can work with, and there we go. We can see that it actually did clear. So my full target obviously would have been hit. I just didn't have the patience to go through it, which I probably should have since I'm talking longer than what it is anyway. And it looks like this liquidity area got hit too. So now we're going to sit and chill. All right, boys and girls, that's the end of that. I made this thing way too long. It's an hour and 45 right now without editing it down. So I'm going to see what I can take out of this to edit it down and get it back to a place where it's semi-watchable without you guys having to sit through a whole bunch of my boring bullshit. So, all right. Very good, boys and girls. You have a good one. We will see you tomorrow.